Once again, I'm going to give you what you want. Even though you don't deserve it at all. But the more that I give you, after that, judgment is measured how much you've been just with me afterward. If I'm giving you sincerity and truth and I'm doing what you're asking me to do, then from, afterward when it's your turn, justice, the weight of judgment is weighted in the balance about how you respond back and if you are just with me. Unless it's really because you sincerely believe that I'm lying to you. And you cannot be just with me because you think I'm lying to you. So, there's a couple things over your YouTube channel. And I hope you will remember as I'm speaking, because I'm not going to show back again searching where it is. But you know what you did over your own YouTube channel? So I have my little setup ready. Okay, this is for you to see my face as I'm going to speak. First, I see that you've become your own advocate. And the voice that I'm hearing is not yours. You're still using other people's voice. Okay, you change your avatar again, you put it like this, her, she did it, the victim and all of that. But I never wanted you to be a victim, and I want you to speak. But then you made videos saying that I want you to speak, just like I said, I want you to speak. And you say that you don't want to speak and to keep to yourself, which means that you don't have it, willingly you don't want to have a testimony. You presented this as a testimony, but you said it was for to expose me, and you wanted me to speak to try to trap me after, because the more I would speak, truth is bound to come out, and you were expecting the truth to come out from my mouth would be confession of abuse. Now, on the other video, I was asking myself, how is it I'm not able to repent? I'm a sinner. I said I'm the worst sinner. I said you are the worst sinner. We are respectively the worst sinner, male and female. And I said that when I was in your house, your apartment, when I visited you, either at Snaï, either at Desjardins, wherever I was with you, even you here in this house, I did nothing wrong. I'm a sinner, but when I was with you, there was nothing amiss. You want me to make confession about things that I feel like you were hoping that would have happened, but they didn't. So I'm going to explain, and you're going to see my face and look for what you can detect from my expression. But I wanted you to come out first and do it and show your full face first. But here again, I'm going to do the first move. I'm going to show myself the bigger person, as you say. Okay, bigger person would be what? To go your way and shut up and not look at it anymore. And that's what it is, the bigger person. But then, since I see that you are insisting that you're not going to remain silent, you're not going to ignore, but you're going to speak, then let's do it like this then. I saw that you posted 2 new videos. This one I watched. This one I was led by Spirit to watch it, and I'm going to record it. And then after that, I'm going to tell you my version. Because I understand that everything that you're putting out there is... it's the way that you feel. The testimony that's coming from this woman here. If you put it on your YouTube channel, it's because that's how you feel about your own story. But this is not how I feel about our story. Our story is our story. Other people's story are their story, but I know it's not my story with you. My story with you is one of a kind. And you cannot just put it in every abusive story, because you feel that I abuse you, and I know that I didn't. But I'm going to explain myself here. First, I'm playing this, then I'm going over the little setup over there, and then I'm going to make myself comfortable, and then speak in front of the camera. But after that, it's going to be your turn. I wanted you to do it first, but here I'm going to do it first. Enough with showing other people's voices. De law explain here, by, for example, what it was saying here.
Community reintegration. Despite these changes to protect the appropriate disposition might be, it is still able to raise mental illness. Argue that they never did, considering the indefinite.
Okay, this video, there's 2 points talking about the same thing that I want to record. Because why would you put a lesson on Canadian law and the nuance between NCR and verdict of guilt or innocence? It's because what? Because you wanted to bring again the thing with the first part of the lawsuit. They gave me an advocate, and the advocate wanted to make me plead mental illness, and he would give non-responsibility over guilt. That's why you put that there. But when I was talking to the advocate, I told him, but this is not the truth. And then the advocate answered me back, well, do you want to win or do you want to lose? And the advocate is not there for to lose. He does not care about the truth. He told me, the advocate, he told me he's not there for to lose. And he asked me, do you want to win or do you want to lose? And he was talking and he was boasting about his perfect record. And he was boasting about as soon as I entered into the room, right away he knew what type of person he would categorize me with. So this is disgusting to me, that you're going to take this direction and you still don't want to ask Jesus to defend you. You now decided to say that you believe women are better to apply the justice, and then you make yourself your own advocate now, and I still cannot hear you. I just hear other people's voice. So at 7 minutes and at 11 minutes, he's talking about something important. The distinction between somebody's getting a plea of mental disability that leads to irresponsible, even though guilty. This subject, okay, it's important. Because in front of the advocate, I was not agreeing with him. And it led me where? It led me to the psychiatric court, which was more difficult after to get out from. And I had to do it myself. Because I was having no more advocate then. It made it more difficult for me to get out after. What a testimony.
Of their confinement, we could argue that they never did get the appropriate disposition might be once a verdict is reached. In addition, the Bill C-30 amendment replaced not guilty by reason of insanity with not criminally responsible. Or,
so this one would be not guilty, this one is guilty but not criminally responsible. That's the clear subject of the matter why you put that out. I know. I didn't do well at school, but it's not because I was not smart, it's because I was impatient and I have bad memory. And everything with the school is you need a good memory. If you cannot remember anything, and if you don't have the patience, then forget it about going to the school. But I'm able to put things together. I'm able to understand stuff. Stop boasting with your intelligence. Because I have intelligence and also I have Jesus. But you have intelligence and you don't have Jesus. Remember, you rejected us both.
More simply, NCR. This change was not only a more accurate reflection of current medical terminology, but it also allowed the courts to find an individual guilty while simultaneously ensuring they were not held responsible for their actions. In other words, an individual does not get acquitted or get off easy by using the insanity defense.
And this was the exact word that you were using. So sorry, I have to do it like this because this is the direction you decide to choose. I know that in your other video, okay, that I'm going to show after this one, there was the woman saying that it's not the victim that decide, but it's the abuser. You decided, Marianne, to keep going with the law of man, to argue with me when I'm telling you that it's a matter of the law of God with Jesus Christ and the Father. The stoning that was not done needed to be fulfilled. You said that it was just all an excuse for me to take revenge on you. You still don't believe me. You wanted me to go past the part 5, but we're not done with the part 5 yet. You want to turn pages before things are fully exposed. And if you did all of that to expose me, all you did is expose yourself. But I'm asking you, now you say you want to speak, then go on with it. Don't stop there. So part 5. I'm not done with part 5.
Having no pupil. It's an unfinished...
I'm tired of you looking down on me. The little perverted cousin that does not know anything of the world. Why didn't you help me? You know, charity, friends, doing something good, that you don't have immediate advantage, but you would have had advantage and reward to help me. So there's a part where you say, you had no difficulty to believe I got out easy. I don't know exactly where it is, but somewhere.
I try not to attract attention.
This alone, you posted video with your art that you've done with your own hands. Don't say you did not want to attract attention. And it's like this all over your YouTube channel. And you say what? That I attacked your pride. Exactly. The video, I came after your pride. I did come after your pride, but not your family. This, your pride. Your intelligence, the pride, but used for evil. You used your intelligence to try to manipulate people around. That's what you did. I saw you do it. From one man to the next. And Jesus saw you do it. And he sent me to you to catch you. And there was video recorded at your place to prove furthermore. And as you always do, you put it on the shoulder of somebody else. Even when you were direct complice, you put on the shoulder of somebody else.
This is unsolicited. And I will say again, Jonathan, I want nothing to do with you.
But Jesus, he sent me to you. would you call him the abuser and perpetrator? He sent me to you. And it was not to abuse you because I didn't do abusing. So it was not for the abusing you that he sent me to you.
Nothing at this point will make me change my mind.
You've been changing your mind every day. First thought, second thought, first thought, second thought.
I do not love you. My feelings today towards you are opposite of love.
Now you said to me that I missed some of the description, comments, wherever. What you think I missed, why don't you send it to me directly? You say, okay, I feel like you missed this, and then you send it to me. And if you feel like I'm not answering to you something, then it's because I'm waiting for you to do something for me, because it would not be fair that I'm giving you all the time what you ask me, and when it's your turn, you're not delivering. When I ask you about, you choose, either you answer about the massage, either you answer about Agenda 2016. You decided to answer somehow both questions, and you decided to say what about 2016 agenda, that there was nothing in it. So you lied, because later you said you went back to the Agenda 2016 and there was a lot happening in Agenda 2016. Then you said, well, you did answer to the massage, you did not want to answer to the 2016 agenda, you chose to pick the massage. And then you started to say how you wanted to verify if I could heal you too with your nut on your back, which is not the truth. You did not do that for that, because you don't believe. You didn't, I mean, I know that you do believe. It's just that Peter was in denial also to know Jesus when it was fearful for his life. It's not because he didn't believe that Peter denied Jesus to know him. It's because he was afraid for his life. So he was believing, but he was acting like he wasn't, because he said he didn't know Jesus, but it was because he was afraid for his life. Now, I'm saying the same from you, of you. I'm saying the same about you, that you believe, but you are afraid for your life. You don't want your image to go at large like you are some prostitute or whatever, okay? It's not that you don't believe. It's because it's not good for you to believe, because then it makes you appear like, okay, you get to tell the truth about something that will not be pleasant. Just want to get to the part when you say that you don't have difficulty to believe that I went out easy with the lawsuit.
I hate you. And you can't make amends enough towards what you did to me, because when did you ever say you were sorry? That you made me feel scared?
Seems that you were not scared enough, because you were still mocking and mocking and mocking and mocking and not repenting. You were not scared enough. I can believe that you were scared, but you shook yourself from the fear and you started to go on again, furthermore deeper in your rebellion. That's why I ask you capitulation. No longer just repentance, capitulation. I know that repentance to you, it's soon forgotten when you have a change of heart, a second thought, and you change your mind the next day.
When did you ever feel sorry for the time-consuming harassment over 10 years you made me go through?
Those 7 years that you had with Simon Larouche, how much of it were you thinking about me and this suffering of harassment? How much of it? Because on my side, it was every day. You have not been here even a year. But I was there all the time. Let's continue the not losing focus.
It's over for you, Jonathan. And the law failed me. Remember?
The law told me that they understood you played me. You said on your YouTube you did play me and you continued. And I'm grateful. Because you have been there every day. Before, I was speaking to a wall. You were not there. Now, at least you are there. But these videos, this is what it's supposed to be, okay? You are supposed to use your voice. I'm not going to judge the voice of another if it's about you and me. And it seems that you're judging me and I'm judging you.
Guy Turcotte, a well-documented case.
How is it that you end up on a street of Guy Turcotte? Was it a sign, a message from God or something?
Of a doctor stabbing.
Because you were going away? And it was no more, it was not more, it was not more safer, it was not safer to go over there? I know it's a story before even you met with me. But do you understand that being far is not safer than being close? Because it's really about, do you fear for your flesh? Do you fear for your soul? Jesus said, if you lose your life, for my name's sake, you will have life. If you try to save your life, you will lose it. You said I had no reach. You went somewhere in the forest, and my friend Samuel, he thinks that he lives right next to you. He said that he thinks that he knows where you are, you live, because he's got experience and he understands how things work and what type of man Simon Larouche might be and where he might have decided to go live, and also with the address of the daycare, which would be kind of proximity. And Samuel, he moved because he's no longer with the mother of his children, and he thinks that he's living right next to your door. He might see you around. I mean, there's always the possibility. You think that you might, you said even that you thought that you might meet with Mike Garver in Canada somewhere. Everything's possible. As much as you try to hide, as much you don't want to confront the situation. You say you want not to be a victim. I don't want you to be a victim from the first day. I was calling you. Sorry, I got to keep it to over there because you need to see my expression. Don't want to say everything without showing the face. But it would be about time that you show back yours to see how much your hair grew. No, okay, it's really about sincerity.
Both of his children, in spite of his soon-to-be ex-wife. Nobody's denying there was a knife in this story.
But it was not my story with you. Neither is the other woman, okay, from the other video I'm going to show after. It's neither our story. You can see patterns, but if you want to talk about patterns, then there's some patterns that you have done also from one X to the next X, and how you proceed from one to the next. There's a pattern. Sure, certainly there's a pattern. If you want to talk about patterns. La petite Audrey, little Audrey, you consider her to be your friend, but then you said that she was thinking you had relation with Danny Lavoie, who was her boyfriend at the time. And then you told me that since she was spreading rumors to dépanneur, grocery store, okay, you said that she was speaking with somebody and spreading rumor, and you told me that since people thought that you were doing it, why not do it and have the pleasure of it since you were accused of doing it? This is the way that you had mentality. Yet you told me that. When you told me that you love the way that Danny Lavoie thinks, well, because he's got the same wicked mentality. I mean, the way that you were looking at it is, since you are suffering from the remorse, why not do it? Now, to at least get something from it, since people are going to accuse you anyway. So that was sincerity from you. That was wicked, but that was sincere. And that's why you want me to keep to myself and you hate me because I'm telling your secret. But what I'm doing here is that since I could not let you understand yourself from my phone calls that you would never answer, then I decided to go over the internet for maybe you would catch it someday. And you did. And since you're relying so much over the voice of Gene Revel, then when he started his YouTube channel, Gene Revel, what was it for? It's because Jonathan Clegg did not want to allow his voice to be heard, so he decided to make his channel and to say on the rooftop what Jonathan Clegg didn't want him to say. Kind of the same like when I was harassing you over the phone and you would not pick the phone. I wanted to solve the issue. Sorry, I got to keep it for over there. Maybe I won't have much to say anymore. Okay, let's continue. Do you understand? Okay, you rely on Gene Revel, but Gene Revel always started the same way that I've been doing on the internet because you would not pick the phone. I mean, partly of what I've been doing was because you would not talk to me. It could have been just you and me, but then you didn't want that. And when I wanted, sorry, I got to keep it for over there. Let's continue.
Yet he got away with it. And his defense was temporary insanity. So I have no trouble believing you got off easy and found not guilty. But there's a nuance between having a white record and the judge declaring your friend Samuel was a great part and participant in this case, and I will not take responsibility. He needs to own up to his own actions if he threatened the life of Kim Méran and spent 2 years on trial for it.
Samuel, he's been risking his life for me, his friend, and he saw the injustice. I talk to him every day. I see him every day. I've been talking to you. He didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve that I would spend my time with him talking about you all the time. But he can tell you, okay, a lot of the time that I spent with him, and I'm feeling really bad about it. I'm feeling bad about it. A lot of time I spent with Samuel, I was thinking about you, I was talking about you. He didn't deserve it. And he bear with it. And that's why, okay, when you're looking at him and say that he's abusing me because he get me to work at night, well, it's fair. Okay, I've been with him, but talking about you all the time, I think I owed him that. Ouais. Ok, 2 secondes. répondre avec ça.
Ben, je suis pas sûre que c'est elle, mais je dirais que oui.
Hello? Okay, just a second, I was recording. I'm going to stop the recording.